The Message of Geoffrey the Great, Chapter 3. Surrounded by hills, both the landscape and the structure itself were markedly different from the castle of his lord. The massive stones that comprised it must have come from a different quarry, its hues much darker than those that protected his lord. The wood of its keeps and drawbridge, too, were several shades of blue deeper than the towers of his lord, and the place lacked the smell of the moat that was so acrid back home. No one greeted him this time. The place seemed empty. Geoffrey dismounted and walked a little way down the path to find evidence of life, but not one soul was to be found. After standing there a few minutes and scratching his head, he was forced to squint as the flash of a light shined in his eyes. He covered his eyes to block it, and when he dropped his hand, it happened again. Keeping his hand up to shade his eyes, he looked up to see the place from whence the light came. A silhouette was waving from one of the towers. This figure made no noise, but he or she was frantic trying to get Geoffrey's attention. As he walked closer to the moat to get a better view of who was there, the same sound that broke the silence at his first encounter with the castle did the same now. The drawbridge began to lower, and as it did, Geoffrey noticed that the portcullis remained down. This time no one was there, or at least no one visible was there. After a minute, Geoffrey gathered the courage to cross the bridge to see if he could see anyone. When he reached the portcullis, he at first saw nothing, but after a few moments the creak of a door alerted Geoffrey that someone was near. He heard the door shut, and then watched as a man came near. Wearing sackcloth and with a ragged hood over his eyes, Geoffrey could nonetheless see the lower half of the man's face. He looked very pale. He was holding a sword up and visibly shaken as he asked, "Who are you?" "I'm Geoffrey. Lord William sent me here to deliver this message to Lord Thomas." The man looked skeptically at Geoffrey before glancing down at what Geoffrey gripped in his hand. "How do I know you're not Rodolphus?" "Who is Rodolphus?" "He's the rogue who has destroyed the villages you see surrounding this land, and who until lately besieged this castle. We expect him to return at any moment." "I don't know a Rodolphus. I'm here on business from my lord, Lord William. Here, this will prove it." Geoffrey lifted the scroll to allow the man to see the seal that bound the letter. On eyeing the parchment and seal, the man seemed to relax a little. "It looks real enough," said the man. "Very well, but our lord will see no one at this hour. He is busy preparing our remaining knights for defense once that scoundrel Rodolphus returns. But I will give it to him personally, you can be assured of that." "That's good then," said Geoffrey. "I'll be off." "Wait," the man cried. "I need your help, being outside the castle." "What can I do to help you? I'm just a messenger, and a boy." "It's not fighting I need," said the unnamed man, "but an escort, someone who can make sure someone dear to me reaches safety." Geoffrey hesitated. Sir William's orders were to deliver the message, and nothing more. What would he say to this? "Boy, I assure you that the life of someone I care for deeply will be safer if escorted by someone who appears unimportant and non-threatening. Someone, in other words, like you." Geoffrey felt slighted and wished to prove his worth. "I am less innocent than you think. Very well, I will escort this person. Who is it?" "Hold right there," said the man. After leaving for what seemed to be many minutes, the man returned, talking as he did, and he could hear the voice of a young woman. They approached the portcullis together. "This is he," said the man. "Him?" the young woman said as she looked at Geoffrey. "Yes, the choice of a boy as your escort, and being dressed as you are, will leave no one suspicious that you came from here. It is the best way forward. Now go quickly. Be safe."